is Destroy the Destroyers. So let me explain, what is this? For those of you that know me or that have followed me over the years, you know that my family business is a hair salon that my parents started back in 1980. I, at this point in my life, having started as a teenager, have now spent more of my life in the salon than I have out of the salon, which is a scary thought, personally. I have always been a fan of trying to share information, whether that was marketing, leadership, experience, whatever it was. I have tried to share things over the years to help people the same way that people helped my parents grow their business, in hopes that they may also be able to do so. Where we're at now in our industry, especially post-pandemic, is it seems that many people took the pandemic as an opportunity to pivot from either being in the business or doing whatever it was that they were doing to becoming coaches, business educators, business leaders. There are sometimes people that have been great at this, people that I admire and that others admire. There's people that others admire that I don't admire. But there are factors that are true pieces of information that are real, whether it's things about math or proven strategies, that I feel that today there is a lot of misinformation or people that are saying things in order to get you riled up and get you going. And so Destroy the Destroyers, whatever this may turn into being, is my attempt to kind of push back on some of that information that I feel is actually misleading people down a very dangerous path. Now, if I'm being completely honest, there are two educators that I am most dumbfounded by. So I will probably be focusing a lot of this on them. Destroy the Destroyers. Let's get into recapping the latest episode about dress codes in the salon.
Okay, so it made me think about this, especially because you were making fun of my boots. About how important dress codes are. First off, these boots are hot.
Can we get a zoom in on the boots? For anyone who's watching, Sid's boots are deadly.
I don't know how.
What's the difference between those and someone who wears weighted ankle workout bracelets?
It keeps my quads fire. They are pretty heavy, but they're so cute. But it got me thinking about the insane rules that we have around dress code in salons. And we've really broken out of it, but it got me. So I actually got to visit one of our future-proof salons, Goldenrod Parlor.
There's no such thing as future-proof. Future-proof is just some buzzwords. Now, if you're going to say that you're future-proof because you're always adapting to what the future may bring, sure. But the term future-proof, it's not real. Everything gets changed. And so, even in the essence of being future-proof, you are consistently changing, not staying the same, not being future-proof.
Recently, and I don't think about dress code at all anymore because we have so much freedom in our DTH salon, so it's not even something that I feel necessary to talk about. But I'm looking around and I'm looking at all their stylists and how some of them are coming in shorts with crop tops and flannels tied around their waist, and some are having so much expression in their hair and the accessories, and some are coming up in really with pantsuits and 17-inch heels. And I was just this is what it should be having that freedom for stylists to express themselves without these arbitrary oh my god, what did I just say?
Arbitrary.
Okay.
That's right.
I feel my tongue got caught on the roof of my mouth and it came out arbitrary.
Like you were eating Wonder Bread?
Yeah, I was eating cherries. And
pause. Okay. You're saying it's arbitrary that places have dress codes. But to be honest, the dress code is put in place in order to fit the brand promise, as my friend Nina Kovner would say, and the brand experience that you are saying that you're going to provide. So while within this coaching program, they're saying that you should be letting people express their creativity and have that freedom, that's cool. That's part of that brand. There might be another place where their brand is black and white. There might be another place where their brand is not black and white. But just to throw out there and say that it's arbitrary just because you're saying that it's arbitrary is not a fact. It's an opinion.
Eating cherries?
Yeah, like I felt like. Anyways, let's move on. It's the coffee. I'm like spazzing
Eating
out.
cherries? What is that?
Like you have cherries and you like mumble mouth.
Oh.
Like I
Is it
could
a
have said
Florida
marbles.
thing? Yeah, I would say marbles.
Oh, you would? I would not. Cherries.
It's got cherries in her mouth. I am still surprised that salons have. I forget
That's what I'm saying.
that like the world still does that.
And I love this too. One of our coaches was talking about this of like, and he sent us a picture, and I was like, oh my god! But
Most companies in the world have
we don't
some
have to
form of
just
dress
wear
code.
black. You can wear white or gray as well.
No, I remember working for a
They
salon.
all look like a cult. Like,
Listen, I remember working for a salon.
as we're wearing all black right now.
I wear all black because
I mean,
I don't feel like trying. That's why. But
Pause. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of history in my personal business. There used to be a time when I was educating for a national global hair care company, and their look was the salon iconic, if you will, or classic black and white. And so we brought that into my salons, and I said, guys, look, I want to grow within this company. I want to be identified as being somebody that plays a role within this larger company. We are going to follow this. Now, fast forward a few years, we moved on. I want to go in a different direction. We didn't necessarily want to keep working with that product company anymore. And so we still had that black and white dress code. And I started to look around and I said to myself, you know, if we don't want to look like every other salon in the world, and we don't want people to be thinking of us as every other salon, then why are we dressing like every other salon? And so then that's where we started to open up our dress code again. But at a time, it wasn't arbitrary. It was with a specific reason. Fast forward, that reason had changed, and so then the brand and the reflection of how we wanted to dress also changed.
I remember working for salons where it was all black, and then like then it was like, okay, you can wear gray.
yeah. Or you can wear a spicy shoe. You all black, but your shoes can be a different color.
And then it was, you can wear jeans, but they can't have holes in them. That was another big one.
Sure, because again, depending on the brand image of the business, I've got nothing against ripped jeans, but there was certainly a time where ripped jeans, depending on how big the holes were, you might not say that it's the cleanest image. Now, again, your fashion sense may vary, or your opinion of this might change, but if the brand image is a more clean cut or upscale, ripped jeans maybe didn't fit that brand at that time.
And it's funny because all these people that hate drag queens are requiring people to dress up every day a certain way. And it's like, it's all drag at some point.
And everything
That's a little
But
is.
I
off
live
the
in New
mark.
York City and I watch all the douchebag, like, Wall Street guys. I'm like, they're all just dressed up as a character.
Oh, for the Wall Street character.
Yeah. They're dressed up as businessmen.
An
right?
NPC. Is that
As
what
an
it's called?
NPC,
Yeah.
as a drag artist.
Yeah.
Okay, like he's playing
Today
a role.
I am on Wall Street. Tomorrow I'm a surfer bro
This
on the beaches.
shirt says, I know hedge
Money.
funds.
Yeah. This tie means business. But that's what it was.
I don't even know.
Remember, when I first became a hairdresser, it was like you wear all black so you stand out.
Oh, no.
That's what
I was told you wear all black so the client stands out.
I don't remember that.
I was told that
Both of those suck.
because you're a service provider, like a waiter, I'm supposed to disappear into the background while the client takes all the... And I don't know if you've met a hairdresser. That's just never going to happen. That's just not what our industry is.
Yeah.
And I remember,
Again, anybody can give you a reason for why they made that decision or how they're justifying it. You don't have to agree with it, but if that was the business and then that's how they wanted to operate, then they can choose to do that.
grew up with a dad he's an entrepreneur, and he always taught me to be professional, dress professionally, and I had to work.
But what is professional?
Well, when you grew up,
Oh, let's go back to what you were just talking about, those guys dressing up on Wall Street. Professional in that regard is typically your suits, your ties, well put together, again, if we're talking about sort of a male dress code. And so what is professional is defined by, get ready, the business owner or whoever's responsible for making the business's dress code. Because that's what they're gonna say is this is what it's like to be a professional here. Walk into the Apple store right now. You know, we're sort of post-holidays, I don't know if they still have it. Their dress code is going to be their Apple tees with the Apple logo, and they rotate the colors. You know, I think the standard one's blue, but then during the holidays it's red. That's their definition of how you dress professional inside the Apple store at retail. Now, if you were to wear that same professional Apple t-shirt and go work on Wall Street, that wouldn't be the appropriate attire to be a professional on Wall Street. What is the appropriate dress for a salon? It's up to the owner. The owner gets to dictate that.
Farm in northern Michigan, it was wearing a suit and going to work and whatever. But in my, like, there was a part of me that when I became a hairdresser that I liked the professional look because it allowed it. I felt like I could take myself more seriously.
Ooh, so maybe there was a purpose to the dress code. I don't know.
So I liked wearing blazers to work, and I liked, like, it made me feel good.
Let me tell you something. Someone can wear a blazer and be a complete asshole. I guess professionalism.
Yeah. Let me remind you that even though you felt good dressing up, it didn't mean anything. What a weird reaction.
You're wearing a blazer right now.
And I'm an asshole. I don't know. I don't know what professionalism is because it really...
That was a good shout out, David. Good call.
...varies on opinion. So I feel like professionalism is just made up.
It is. It's patriarchal and racist. I mean, we don't have...
Guys, I'm going to put in an Instagram reel that I made literally months ago just to hit this point real quick. I figured it out. I came up with a plan on how to be an influential salon business coach. It's perfect. Fantastic. I used to have a coat rack over there. Okay. 4 steps. Downplay tradition. So take traditional advice, downplay its importance, and then if you can add on a personal touch. So let's use pre-booking as the example. How you start your video is you say they, always blame an ominous they. Don't name anybody, just say they. They always told you that you had to pre-book to be successful. I never pre-booked any of my clients and I'm successful. Step 2, we want to add buzzwords. We got to make this thing pop. It's toxic. It was hustle culture. Blame the patriarchy. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We're just trying to add words in here to make it feel like this is really true. Step 3, what now? So we have thrown out the old advice. So now what are we gonna do? You can do whatever you want. You've got people on your side now. Everybody that never wanted to pre-book or didn't like having to do it, they're with you. You could try to give them good advice and be like, follow up with text messages or emails, but that's okay. And the last step, back to the point, is go back to the original piece. Anybody that used to be successful with pre-booking probably were just lying about it. That didn't really work anyway. If you can add a little bit of almost like ageism or generationalism in here, this is great. That was from the 90s. Nobody does that anymore. I hope you enjoyed it. Please pre-book your clients. It'll be good for them. It'll be good for you. Doesn't matter. Just make up a reason why it doesn't work and, you know, just go from there, I guess. I called it though, months ago.
Go any further.
Absolutely. And sexist.
It's misogynist. Yeah, it's misogynistic. There's all these things that we've kind of like made up that are acceptable. And artists have always kind of,
the whole world is made up, dude.
Fashion artists and fashion designers, like no one ever clocks what they're wearing. And it's like, you can't wear that.
Yeah.
But as hairdressers, because, oops, I hit my mic. Because we're in the service industry, even though I'm not in the service, I don't know what all you are doing, but I'm not in the service industry.
You're not a service provider.
I'm glad you're not my coaches because I expect service from my coaches. Now I realize that that's not what they mean. What they are trying to say is that they are throwing anybody under the bus that is a salon professional that views themselves as delivering service instead of being an artist. Either way, you're still providing a service and you guys are just trying to position yourselves as some pretentious, stuck up, better than everybody. You can tell I'm not a fan.
I'm an artist, you're paying me that way. But if you are a service provider, then you're going to be treated like you're going to be treated with all this bullshit of you have to dress a certain way and you have to disappear and you can't take off. Clients always, it's like, and dress code is one of those things that anchors that belief system. Like, you wear it. Mm-hmm. And
no, like everything that he just said is not a fact. I'm going to go back to the fact of what I said. The dress code is established to maintain the experience for the client and the brand of the business. And if you don't like the dress code and the branding and the experience that your place that you're working at allows you to work within, then maybe it doesn't fit. Let's actually make something up right here, right now, okay? So let's say it's a salon that specializes in hair color, okay? The place is called Salon Spectrum or something along those lines because Spectrum is color. And so their dress code or their code for how you should come to work is no black, right? They are into redheads, blondes, brunettes. They do cool, vivid colors. But in order to represent and tell that story, they don't want to dress in the all black at all. In fact, they don't want to see anybody in black. You can do dark blues, you could do dark greens, you could do a dark gray, but they really want to emphasize color. So is that a bad dress code? Or is that more open-ended because you could still choose whatever color you want? Or let's say that it's called Salon Blue. My mom's favorite color is blue. So Salon Blue, it's part of their name, it's part of their branding, the blue color. They've got a blue front door. In my mind, I'm making this up again. But they want you to have something that is blue. Maybe it's glasses, or maybe it's a tie or some sort of accessory. You wear a blue shirt with whatever pants you're gonna wear. They just want everybody on the team to wear blue to represent the brand. And so this is sort of my point, is that the dress code helps represent whatever the brand and the experience is supposed to be. But it's not just being chosen for some arbitrary reason or just made up. That's Buddy. What's up, bud? You come to listen to? To just do it just to force you to be a service provider and take away your individuality or whatever. I can't believe it's still a thing. When I hear it currently from like students that come to us and they're like, oh yeah, we're not allowed to wear A, B, and C. I'm just like, what?
Clothes are made for protection against weather and also self-expression. So it's like, especially if we sit there and we embrace this whole idea of like our industry is cultured as artists, and then we're going to put all these limits on our self-expression through our clothing.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Again, it does make sense depending on what you are trying to express.
About Sarah a lot in this episode, so you're welcome. But also, I'm like, and her team a little bit because I love them. It was so much fun being with them. But one of her stylists when she was first hired, and if you know, what? Can I say her name? She was on her show, but
no, just
okay, whatever.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. But she came in fully like dressed up in a professional like suit. Okay. And Sarah, the salon owner, was like, "You don't have to."
Oh, she didn't. She came like that's what she thought she was supposed to.
Exactly. And Sarah was like, "If you look great, but I just want you to know that there is no dress code." And like the next day, she was in like her normal attire, and that's so cool of a moment to just. I think hairstylists don't believe it when they really meet.
I don't know that situation, but just to be devil's advocate, because that's what I'm doing here, what if that stylist came in feeling confident in that suit and this other person came up to her and said, hey, you don't have to wear that here, and it actually made her feel dumb for being overdressed or being just too professional for that environment? You might have just taken away her self-expression if the whole idea is you can wear whatever you want.
A DTH salon owner or walk into a DTH salon?
And salons don't believe anything that we say.
And then
they're in coaching.
They're just...
That's because a lot of what you guys say is...
They're always waiting for the trick, and there is no trick. You can wear what you want, you can make your own schedule, can charge
It's
what
like
you
when we
want.
tell people you have unlimited time off and they go and they come and tell you they're going to take time off and I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. Did you close your books? Cool.
I don't
Bye.
care what you're doing
I don't
or
wanna
where
see
you
you.
are. And if you don't come back, I'm just going to put someone else in your place.
But I asked
Okay.
on my Instagram,
Empathy.
like, what do you want us to talk about in our next like recording session? And it came up multiple times with dress code, and I laughed because I was like, what? Like, why is this the thing?
Okay, so I'm going to...
If you guys really have coaching clients that are coming to you saying that they're having challenges with dress code, it's a thing because they don't like the way that their employees are dressing when they come to work. Like they don't like how their experience and the brand and the salon is being represented to the clients that are coming in. Now, I realize that you guys are saying it's not a big deal, it doesn't matter. But it does matter. It matters to people, it matters to the business owners, it matters to the salon guests that are coming in.
Play devil's advocate in a few things here because I do understand that you may have a salon and someone wears something and you're like, I don't want that.
Here we go.
I don't
Yeah,
want
it's your
that.
business. You can still make a decision.
This is where people...
What? So there should be no dress code, but as a business, thank you, you can make a decision. That's cool. So I can have a dress code then.
Because we don't know how to communicate and we don't know what we actually want, what we don't want in our business, we create bullshit, like archaic... We use bullshit, archaic terms like dress code.
Or
because
you're
we don't-
unprofessional.
Or unprofessional. Because we don't know how to say,
Hey, don't
you can
show
wear
your
whatever you-
nipples today at work.
Okay. This cuts right to the bone of what I don't like about this stuff. We started this video by saying you can't have a dress code, but now we've come full circle to the point of like, well, of course you can still tell people what not to wear or like what is appropriate. As she just said, don't show your nipples at work, but just don't say it. Just like tell people, but like don't put it in a dress code. Call it something else, I guess.
Like,
yeah,
which also free the nip, but also it's up to the salon owner if they
you want
that.
to be a salon owner and you allow nipples to be exposed, then
Cool.
that's fine. But if you want to be a
Sure.
salon, it's probably not fine, like for sanitary reasons.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a salon owner who doesn't, that's fine too. But
Cool, good to know.
I think when we say there's no dress code, people are like, well, what if people just come to work naked? You can see their butthole. It's like, what do you... If you hired someone that comes to work naked and you can see their butthole, you need to fire them.
How do you said butthole twice on the podcast?
Y'all.
Yeah.
It's not as good as nipple. Right?
Yeah.
Or it's not.
It sounds fun.
Nipple was good, but like butthole is
Yeah, absolutely.
drives the point home.
When we talk about all these freedoms for stylists, it's because our industry and salon owners specifically, and we love our salon owners, and honestly, we work primarily with salon owners.
I mean, I don't love all of them.
Okay, but the reality is that there has been so many restrictions and putting hairstylists into a box that they are fucking fed up and just like thrashing now, you know? And it's just,
But
like, there's no need for it.
The whole dress code thing is like, because you don't know how to say, please don't wear that.
Dude.
And you think you have to just, I think that's where people get it wrong. Like, they're like, well, I don't have a rule that says they can't. It's like, the rule is you just said they can't. The rule just got
It's your
created.
business.
You just said it.
Yeah.
Right? You didn't
I
say it
am
before because you didn't have to.
Yeah.
I am so confused right now. If you have a proper dress code laying out, you know, this is what is acceptable, this is what, whether it's really strict or it's very loose, whatever the case may be, that system to guarantee the outcome that the team looks appropriate for whatever, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but whatever the experience is that you are trying to deliver, that is the communication. And so now, again, I'm just so confused because we can't have an archaic, old school dress code, but just communicate. Just communicate and just be able to say, hey, you can't wear that. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody else? Like, am I losing my mind?
That I think people forget, like, you can, educate.
Just have conversations.
And you can have conversations and educate as you go.
Dude.
Communication.
The communication of a dress code is implementing the system and communicating before it's a problem. If you have to consistently communicate after a problem, the employees do not know what to expect because they will walk in every day going, is this good? And so every single day now the manager or the owner has to follow up and go say, hey, I'm sorry, you can't wear that. Hey, oh, no, that's not good either. Oh, I really should probably just tell you what you can wear, but that's not appropriate either. What if there was just a piece of paper that had written down all of the things that you should or could or would be accepted if you came to work, and we just told that to people, like, I don't know, when they get hired, or like when things get updated or whatever. Like, I don't know, what if we just communicated before it's a problem and not waiting until it is a problem?
There has been times that we've had coaches teach classes and I'm like, can you not wear that?
Yeah.
What? You have also been this person? You have also tried to implement a dress code for your classes. You didn't call it dress code. You just said, hey, could you not wear that? Which I think is actually more inappropriate because you didn't tell anybody ahead of time what to wear or what not to wear. But, so you've actually done this yourself.
Recording of the class, right? And it's not because it doesn't look good. It's because I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, it's not right for this. I have the right to say that.
Yeah, because it's our business.
And I think...
So in your business, it's totally cool. But in other salons' businesses, it's not cool?
But people are so afraid of that instead they just go, okay, we're all black. Okay, make sure that you're... For women, it's weird. Female dress code.
Oh, well, okay, we're going to get that. I will say that our salons have never had an issue with dress code. I've never had to have conversations about dress code ever, and all of them have freedom of expression.
Hold on. When she says her salons, they don't own salons. Okay? I hate this term, but like, they're not salon owners. They're coaches or influencers. So she's talking about people that she coaches, not the ones that she owns.
And that's the point too. It's like, just allow it, and if there is an issue, you can solve it.
I will say there has been a few. Let me tell you what it's the same one every time.
Oh, okay.
It's armpits.
Oh, well, that's I know in Florida,
oh
like,
my
you have
gosh.
to have your armpits covered.
I
like,
love that.
Well, it's funny because all the Florida salons
It's hot as fuck down there.
I got it. That was just chef's kiss. And if you go back, hold on, look at the death stare in her face right now when he interrupts her to say there have actually been issues. Yikes.
Again.
That's sanitation. This is not.
But again, whether or not.
Sanitation or state law, whatever the case may be, if it gets put into the dress code or the system for how we dress when we come to work, that may be the reason for the dress code. But it's still a rule and it still needs to be followed.
You want to allow it, it's still up to you, but you don't have to have a dress code that makes sure that everyone dresses like a Mennonite so that they don't break the dress code. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But back to your point about women, I remember multiple, and I'm curious in your career how many times people have told you to dress differently as a man. But I've been told, I remember one of our front desk person when I worked in the salon's front desk. I was very young. This is literally like 10, 12 years ago. And them being like, if you wore costume jewelry, if you really wore more jewelry and you put on a lip, you would get more clients. Like, you're not professional.
If you wore costume jewelry.
Like big, bulky.
I'm having a deja vu. I feel like we mentioned this before.
Oh, we did.
I got nothing to say.
I had to.
I mean, I don't know.
It still stings. I'm not over it.
What's costume jewelry?
Like, at the time, those big, bulky,
who sold those?
Plasticky, like Claire's?
No, but like, what are the stay-at-home moms that would like sell that cheap-ass jewelry?
No, I wasn't into it. But then when I worked as an educator, I was constantly told, where's your lip? put on a lip. If I could tell you how many times I heard put on a lip.
Remember just a minute ago, though, that this dude said that he told one of their coaches or something to not wear that on the call because it wouldn't look right? Maybe just the old school thing of what that company wanted their educators to look like. Put on a lip. Maybe it was an inappropriate way of saying it, but like they just wanted the educators to look the part of what they were trying to represent. It's the same thing that they're doing today.
You should put some mascara on. You should put some eyeshadow on. Like,
which is hilarious because now that you love it.
Yeah.
But
at the time I was like, don't tell me. Now I like putting makeup on. But that's my point of like, I feel professional. It's not like I was walking in there like straight out of bed. Like.
No, but you weren't female enough. You weren't feminine enough. You weren't fitting the stereotype they needed. I have never been told to change anything.
And that's the point.
I think
point made.
I do really think a lot of their philosophies and coaching just simply come down to the fact that they had a bad experience with somebody and now they have completely tried to change everything that they have ever been told, whether it was positive or negative, into something else. And I don't know. I know that part right there was a bit of a joke, I assume, but feels real.
The idea here is that if you have a dress code, get rid of it.
Just see what happens.
But that doesn't mean it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Every person that hears us talk is like, well, you just want everyone to do whatever they want, and they're gonna start World War III.
They're creating movies before they even.
So get rid of the dress code, but it's not a free-for-all. But what determines a free-for-all? Penny. My other dog she's got friends outside. But what determines that it's not a free-for-all? Having a code, dude. Having a system. That's what makes sure that it's not a free-for-all.
It's like, we're a very solution-based company. So, like, if there's a problem, we will create a solution. But let's just experience it.
Let's have a problem first before we try to solve it.
That never happens.
Female, and you have been, what's the word? Criticized to like dress a certain way to salon. It's different.
Educated.
I know men out there have not
reprimanded, I think is what he's trying to say.
About anything. So if you're a female, I would love to hear the story because I think
it's just trying to dig for dirt.
There's a lot.
Or if you're queer, I guarantee you've been told something.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Again, but probably female presenting because male presenting, no one gives a shit. And
again, just to be devil's advocate here, men's fashion is pretty boring. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of par for the course, you know? I am sure that there have been people that have been told what to wear on any gender or any self-expression that they want to have. But I feel, again, that this is just to try to curve or create some sort of angle as to why any sort of system in the past was inappropriate to be put towards anybody.
Your armpits that people have had enough.
Flip the fuck out.
I think the moral of the story is like, don't show up naked with your butthole hanging out.
I guess we can agree to that. Guys, before I end whatever this is going to be, please do as much research or get different experience or follow different educators that might tell you things that you don't want to hear, because I'm telling you, I just feel that these guys are the old snake oil salesmen that just show up in town. They've got the remedy for everything and then they just disappear when it doesn't work out. So I don't know. Anyway, this was Destroy the Destroyers. Let me know what you think. I would love your advice and thoughts on brand representation and dress code policies and things like that. Like, subscribe, I don't know, enjoy it. I'll talk to you guys on the next one.